Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue. Now here's your host, Larry Ray.
Good morning. It's Saturday, April 16th, and it's time to talk outdoors on Outdoors with Larry Ray, the fastest 90 minutes on radio. I'm your host today. I'm not Larry Ray. I'm Tony Dolly, the Executive Director of the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Association, and I'm sitting in for Larry today because Larry is undergoing his first session of chemotherapy. If you tuned in last week, you know Larry was recently diagnosed with cancer, and the good Lord willing, he'll feel well enough to be back in this seat next week. Now, folks, he and his wife, Miriam, could sure use your prayers to help him beat this illness and continue bringing you the best outdoor radio show in the Mid-South. And, hey, with me in the studio this morning are Frank Barton and Ron Wong. Guys, say hello.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Shelby. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Good to be here this morning.
Both those guys are regular co-hosts here on the show, and they're going to help me introduce and interview some of our guests this morning. And also in the studio with us is executive producer Shelby McCall. We have to mention her. She's the lady that pushes all the right buttons, and she's going to keep us on track and on time. So, fellas, how have you been this week?
Wow, it's been pretty good except for that bad weather that came through here. It got kind of exciting for a little bit there on Wednesday night.
Yeah, it did. I know waterfowl season's over, Frank, and I know that you're down in the dumps about that, and you're moping around. They're probably kicking.
He has his dogs he's training right now.
So, but have you been turkey hunting or anything?
I'm not a turkey hunter.
Oh man, there goes my last two questions.
I'm not a turkey hunter. I manage to when it's not waterfowl season. I'm like Ron said. I'm training dogs pretty much all the time, and so that's how I manage to stay out of trouble.
Well, Larry is right-handed. And he was going to have most people that are right-handed shoot with the shotgun on their right shoulder, and he told the doctor to put the port in his right shoulder because he's left eye dominant and shoots from his left shoulder. Now that's what I call dedication because he intends on turkey hunting this spring,
Yes,
one way or the other. Yes,
he does. Absolutely.
Well, and if at least this way he'll have an excuse if he misses.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Ron, I know you've been fishing this week and probably 4 or 5 times this week. And
much as I can.
Where have you been and what's going on in the fishing world?
I'll tell you what, the crappie fishing is on fire right now on the I-55 lakes, Arca Butler, Sardis, Enid, Grenada. The water is coming up from all the rains that we've had, but it hasn't hampered the fishing. The guys that are live scoping are catching a lot of big fish, and I'm talking 2.5 pounds and over, just using a single jig in some very bright colors like orange and chartreuse, black and chartreuse, those kind of colors, fishing 3 to 5 feet deep, no deeper than that. A lot of your crappie, yesterday we had a full moon, and so a lot of the crappie are starting to spawn. This will be their first spawn. They'll spawn again next month. And also, the guys that are wading these reservoirs because of rising water, it's getting up into the wood and the bushes and everything else. And they're catching these fish using a black and chartreuse crappie magnet or an orange and chartreuse crappie magnet tipped with a small minnow fishing 18 inches deep around heavy brush or standing timber. They're doing really, really good. The bass fishing is on fire also on these lakes. Spinner baits are doing very, very well, especially the spinner baits where you're using a Colorado blade, a chartreuse and white are good colors. Also, they're still biting a jig and a trailer, something like a 3/8 ounce Denny Brower structure jig and black and blue with a black blue flake rage tail or menace works really, really well. and those fish are on the secondary points and also along the edges of creek channels in any of those I-55 lakes in a foot to 2 feet of water over the banks of the creeks. Pickwick is doing very, very well. Those fish are starting to move into the 3 to 5 feet of water. Red eye shad is working really good. Your Ned rig using a TRD from Z-Man is working well. And also a pure poison, or actually a thunder cricket or a chatterbait and a chartreuse and white color are working real well on Pickwick right now. The water temperatures are in the low 60s to mid 60s in most of the lakes. And again, what you want to do with any of the lakes that have rising water, keep going up with the fish, because that's what they're doing.
Well, if someone can't follow your directions and catch fish with that kind of information, Ron, I don't know how anybody could not.
Well,
Frank, are you a fisherman?
I do fish.
Do you listen to what Ron tells you?
I listen to him. I just don't follow him very well.
Well, I had the opportunity to fish with Ron here not too long ago, and I got to tell you, the guy knows what he's talking about. Believe it or not, he looks kind of hokey when he gets out there, but you know what? He catches fish, so who cares?
I've been around Ron enough. Anybody that, if you ever see Ron pull up and just look at his everyday ride, his everyday ride is only so he can go fish.
That's right.
That is
That's right.
that
And
is
Frank,
that's
you know
the
what?
whole purpose of it.
We need to go fishing sometime together. The crappie are biting, and I know where all the crappie places are there in East Arkansas.
I'm a Horseshoe Lake guy.
Hey,
Oh.
me too. We need water in there. Well, I was there a week and a half ago, and you're not going to believe this. I only caught 2 crappie in 4 hours. The water was 1.5 feet lower than I've ever seen it. With this recent rain, hopefully it's back up, and they're going to start biting again.
Well, that'll just start turning the pumps back on.
Oh, that would help too, wouldn't it?
Help pump it up.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Ron's got you dialed in. I've seen his rods, reels, and his tackle box, so he's got everything known to man to catch fish with. So if you don't catch fish,
well, Tony, I've been, like you were talking about, been on the boat with you, and we've had a lot of fun. We've caught a lot of fish, and looking forward to many, many more times on the water. And the good thing about the water, and like I tell Larry, it's good to soothe your soul.
boy, that's for sure. Nothing like it at all. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that Outdoors with Larry Ray, you can hear Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 AM and 92.9 HDFM in Memphis, WNWS AM 1520 and 95.3 FM in Brownsville, and News Talk 101.5 FM in Jackson from 6:30 to 8 a.m. And so, folks, if you're listening in, we appreciate it, and we hope that what we bring you today you'll learn something from it also. We like to educate people, and it sounds like, Ron's already given you education in Fishing 101 and the area lakes and that sort of thing. And just wanted to mention, too, that who's going to be on today's show real quickly so you'll know. Jason Hart, who's the co-founder of Nomad Hunting Apparel, is going to be in our first segment. Bobby Lane, who's a pro angler, is going to be in our second segment today. I think Ron's got some questions for him. And Gene Gilliland, the BASS Conservation Director, has got some really neat stuff to talk about. And Frank, right up your alley, Luke Naylor, the waterfowl biologist with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, has got some real good information for us today. And then Marty Mabry, she is a hoot, and she's the West Tennessee Division of Tourism Development Director, and she is going to fill us in on places to go and things to do and all that kind of stuff in West Memphis. And I talked to her the other day, and she has got a list and of places we need to be.
Absolutely.
And why you need to go, and she's got information about each one at the same time.
Hey, you know what? I'd be remiss if I didn't make mention, especially with Frank in the studio this morning. How about them Grizzlies, buddy? Season ticket holder.
It's good to be a Grizz right now, and I can't wait till this afternoon. We got to. That's I'm here in body, but my spirit is at the FedEx Forum, and ready to take on the Timberwolves this afternoon.
And what do you think? What's your prognostication here?
The Grizzlies have enough talent to win the NBA championship this year. Whether we do it or not,
yay!
We have enough talent to win the NBA championship.
Yes, folks, that applause you hear is our executive producer, Shelby. She's a Grizzly fan from way back.
Yeah, she does a little bit of work with them, too, and I'll tell you, I'm excited about it. The city needs something like this.
And, folks, we talk about the Grizzlies, and that's not exactly outdoors, but it is important to everybody listening in today, and that's good. And, fellas, I just wanted to mention that the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Association lost a good friend in Eddie Brunswick from Union City, Tennessee this week. He was a longtime TOWA member, and he will be missed. Eddie was in a wheelchair, confined to a wheelchair for the last 40 years, but he never let that stop him. He fished, he had his own boat, fished, hunted. You should see some of the stuff that he came up with and worked on and created to help other people with handicaps enjoy the outdoors. And our sympathy goes out to his family and his friends, and he will, like I said, be missed.
Absolutely. A terrific gentleman who always wanted to do the right thing and also to help. He was an unbelievable individual, and he's certainly going to be missed.
He sure will, and that's what we need. The world could use more people like him. And with that, folks, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to Jason Hart.